Hey everyone, this is AJ, aka Peach Punch, and welcome back to the channel. Um, I'm gonna do things a little differently for this video, just because I want the Draw and Yap series to be more of like a podcast type thing than anything, so I'm gonna record, whatever I want to talk about first, and then the video will kind of adhere to the length of what this ends up being. So I won't be like directly commentating on the art or anything like the last video, but for videos where that's more like it's more about the process, then that's when I'll be watching it in real time and like talking. But for this, I kind of want to be more chill because with the ADHD, it's kind of hard to focus because like you'll see, in my first video, I would kind of like I would talk about something and then get distracted, or I would like cut myself off just because I don't want, to go on too long because I was trying to stay within that like 25 minutes. Well, not even 25 minutes. I was trying to keep it like within like maybe 10-15 minutes because I wanted there to be like, the part where I talk and then after I'm done talking, you like watch the process. But I think I'm gonna have it where I kind of talk the whole time and then I'll have the outro and everything. I mean, I don't know. You sound off in the comments, I guess, if you would like to see more of the drawing or hear me talk the whole time. Because the thing with like the background music and stuff, I used background music that I really like. I really like the like Donkey Kong country sound font stuff, but that got copyright struck, which I should have expected that. But yeah. And a lot of the like royalty free music that YouTube offers, I don't really like any of it. There's there's some uh um sorry. There's a fuck. What is it? The copyright free music. Oh my god. I'm so sorry. This is going to be so annoying. I'll probably cut out like most of all the ums and stuff, all the like brain fart shit, cuz I'm getting annoyed, like talking in real time, let alone going back and editing this later. But anyway, that's how I want the draw and yap series to be, like just me talking about whatever. Anyway, now that I got that out of the way, I want to thank everybody that attacked me on Artfight. I so let's I take Vyvanse, right? And I take bupropion, and I missed my dose because of the reason I take Vyvanse, which is ADHD, and I very often forget to take my medicine, and then after that day of like not taking my medicine, everything goes off the rails. I was doing pretty good. I was exercising every day. I was drawing every day. I was really trying to start off on the right foot with Artfight, and then I missed my antidepressants one day and my Vyvanse one day, and it all came crashing down. So honestly, I had an open Artfight for like a week, maybe 2 weeks, and with the sudden loss of like inspiration to do anything, I was like, well, I might as well just get out of the competition or whatever. So I promise you, I literally went to Artfight to like go to spectator mode, like to make myself a spectator, I think that's what they call it. And I just see like three new notifications, and I look and it's all attacks for Roxy like I had asked for in the last video. And I'm not gonna say I wasn't expecting anything, but I don't know, it was a lot more than I expected. And like in the time that I saw those, two more have popped up. Someone literally put Roxy in an animation meme, which I've that's so cool to me. It's like because I've never made an animation meme in my life, and it's just kind of crazy that one of my characters is in an animation meme and I didn't have to work for it. That's kind of crazy. I will be linking that in the description. You should go watch it. And everybody's OCs in that looks really cool. I really like the artist's art style. I like all the art styles of like all the people that drew Roxy. One of my friends drew her, and which is funny because we were on Discord and we were talking, and they were like, they were asking about what to title like an Artfight post and all of that. And literally that night they posted it, but I didn't see it until the next morning, which is when I was gonna drop out of Artfight. Which is, I don't know, it was just really funny to me. Shout out to them if you're watching this. But yeah, I'm just very thankful. It kind of like reignited my inspiration, and I'm gonna try to revenge as many people as I can. As like 5 people, so I'm gonna try to get out revenges. It's gonna be like first, whoever, it'll be chronologically ordered. So yeah, it's gonna be like that. I don't know if I'm gonna get to all of them because of another situation that I'm gonna talk about, but I want to try to get as many as I can, and whoever I don't get, I'll get you next year. So now to get kind of serious, because it's been, this is another thing that's been kind of bringing me down and also contributing to the lack of inspiration and everything. So we're kind of like in a financial situation right now. I'm not gonna go too into detail. If you want to know the details, it's on my Bluesky. I kind of had like a little rant vent there about it, and I posted my Ko-fi, however you pronounce it. If you want to check out my Ko-fi, maybe buy a commission, that would be very helpful. I would be very grateful, because this situation is, it's bad. And we had, another situation in 2023 that I also won't get too into. Yeah, it's a lot. So I'm kind of just, because this will probably be my last video for a while until we get out of this hardship and we get into another place. Because, there won't be a lot of privacy, because we'll be, in a hotel. And there won't be a lot of privacy to, voiceover videos. And that's kind of, I'm very scared. Not scared, but like, I don't know, I'm very easily embarrassed. So like sitting there with my microphone while someone else is in the room, just, I don't like that. But honestly, I did think about getting like another microphone and like recording on my phone, and then having, doing recordings in the car, but I mean, all the background noise and stuff. But now, the more I think about it, I could maybe get voice mod on my phone, because I know that's a thing you can do on your phone. So maybe get voice mod. I don't know. Because I did have a laptop, but I don't have that laptop anymore. But maybe I could get like a cheap laptop, I guess, and like maybe do it like that. I don't know. But most likely I won't even have time to do any of that, because I'll be back to working again. But yeah, I'll probably put a timestamp, like a little venting timestamp, even though I didn't really say anything like, too bad. But just in case, I know some people don't want to hear about all that. But bottom line is, if you would like to donate or buy a commission, I also have sketch requests. It's like, for any like thing that I'm into, any media that I'm into, you can request ships, a certain character. It's like a lower tier of a commission. So it's like, it's like not as customizable. It's like a commission is like, draw this character, on the beach with like blue swimming trunks on and brown flip-flops, that is like that. Whereas like a sketch request is like, just draw these two characters kissing, or draw this character holding a sandwich, very like non-specific. I don't know if I explained that correctly. They kind of sound the same now that I think about it, but it's different. Okay, it's different. It's like I take a lot more creative control with sketch requests, just because it's like a loose concept, and I just I just draw it, and it doesn't even have to be specific. You can just say, just draw this ship, and I'll draw them in whatever pose or whatever that I like. So it's kind of like that, if you don't really have an idea, you just want to throw me some money to draw something, that is also cool. and would be very appreciated. Of course, that is not required. If you do have a Bluesky, reposts, I think that's what it's called, Bluesky reposts, reblogs, whatever. Those would be very appreciated. I know Bluesky is like pretty much dead, so I have thought about Instagram, but with the whole AI thing, I'm kind of getting the ick with Instagram, and I literally just got on it. Like, I just like archived all my old stuff and put, you know, my new stuff up there, and now they're introducing AI. I did opt out, but knowing, you know, where we're going, you know, technology wise, I'm sure that like it's gonna be where you can't control, you know, what gets changed, you know, what people can do AI with. And just going on a little tangent here, I really like hate AI. Like, I despise it, and it's kind of weird because, you know, it makes me feel like a crotchety old man. Like, I feel like a party pooper, but it's like I'm not gonna sit there and like try to force myself to laugh at something I despise more than anything. I just can't do it. And especially like something especially makes me like ill is like AI of like children and babies and shit, like, and stuff like that. I'm trying not to cut so much in videos. You know what, who even cares? I'm not monetized. But just that type of stuff, because it's like, and this has literally happened where they're making like AI porn of children and babies, and I have seen like I've only seen this once or twice. It's not like a big argument, but people are saying like, well, it's better for them to have AI than like assault real children. It's like, AI is built off of real people. It's built off of, you know, artists, artwork, all that stuff. And so that is like this AI video is like an amalgamation of like hundreds of like thousands of photos and videos of children, and it's like, that's still disgusting. You're still disgusting for like making that type of shit. And there's like an ad that I keep seeing on YouTube, and YouTube has made it so hard to report ads and like block ads. It doesn't work. Like, I can't block ads like I was able to before. Like a couple years ago, I would be able to block an ad and then I'd never see it again, and it would like get rid of the ad instantly. And I'm not gonna lie, I did use it to bypass ads when I didn't want to see them. But there were like instances where I would see something like, I don't know if y'all remember like a certain PETA ad that was like very graphic and horrible. I don't know how it was able to, you know, pass into an actual ad, but like that, I skipped that and blocked it and never saw it again. So yeah, but oh my god, I keep going on like tangents. I didn't even explain what I was talking about, but I keep seeing this ad, and it's like AI art. Like, it's very obviously AI art, and it is like heavily cropped, but you can see like the face. Like, it's a girl. It's like a little girl and a dog, and like based on, you know, what context you can see from like the posing you can see and the girl's expression, is like very clearly a dog like having its way with a little girl, and it like makes me physically sick every time I see it, and I cannot get rid of it. Like, every time I go to, you know, report it and try to block it, I just see it again. Like in a few hours or in a day, I'll see it again, and I try to report it again, and it doesn't get blocked. So it's really taking the world by storm. I've been, you know, thinking about, you know, my career, because I don't want to do what I'm doing now for the rest of my life. I'm not gonna lie. So I've been wanting to get into tech because I'm pretty good with tech. I think I would do good in IT, in an IT field. And a lot of the stuff I'm seeing, you know, on YouTube and stuff, you know, trying to because I really want to get, my certifications and all of that on top of going to school. And a lot of the stuff I'm seeing is like, get into AI. It's an untapped market. You'll get a lot of money. Not it like there aren't a lot of people that know enough about AI to get those jobs. Like, they're looking for experts. It's a new field, and I just really don't want to become part of the machine. They could be giving me $1 million a year, and I'm not going for it, honestly. I wouldn't feel right, profiting off of this shit. And yeah. But I am trying to, find other markets that I could easily fit into. I've been thinking of like IT support, tech support. I have thought about PC building, even though I've never built a PC, but I think that is something I'll be learning in school. I think that was like part of the program that I saw, which would be very cool. I would love to do that. Like, if I can just like do PC builds and like profit off of that and like live comfortably off of that, 100%. But I think I'm running out of things to talk about. Oh, plans for the channel. Let's talk about that. I've been looking through my old stuff because I have a big multiple boxes of old art and like, old notebooks, old journals and stuff. And I found like maybe 2 pieces, 2 like, I guess projects you can say, 2 universes that I made as a kid that weren't just a ripoff of something else. Let me know if you also experienced this as a kid. So like, anybody else who are like, creative, well, I'm gonna say creative in quotes, creative kids who did art really young. Have you ever like made something, like made a universe or whatever that is very clearly a ripoff of something else? Because I have done it, and I did it so many times as a kid. This was like maybe 4th grade up to 6th grade, and I made like ripoffs of like everything, bro. I did there was this Mega Man comic that I got from the library, and like after reading it, I was like, I want to make something like this. So I literally made, I think it was literally the exact design, but in my like shitty little art style that I had at the time. And I did a ripoff of what was it? Equestria Fallout? Is that what the fanfic is called? But pretty much the My Little Pony X Fallout crossover fic that's like 1,000,000 chapters long. And I read maybe 5 to 10 chapters. It was like the Google Doc. And I read that. I was maybe 10 years old. I don't know. I don't have my phone on me, so I can't like Google that right now. So like, that could be way off the timeline of the fic. But I think I was around maybe 10, 11, maybe 12, maybe. But I think it was definitely before middle school. It was 5th grade, so I had to have been like 10 to 11, I think, around that age. But I made a ripoff of that because I didn't really know what Fallout was at all. Like, the only Fallout knowledge I had was the fic. So I made like a little comic of that. And it was like pretty much the exact same, except they were people, because I didn't know how to draw ponies. I barely knew how to draw people. And I think the last one, which I vividly remember, because this was middle school, 6th grade, and I like ripped off Undertale. So I like made my own like version kind of Undertale. I did like change some of the designs, and honestly, this was not creative liberty. I just couldn't draw. So I would like make them more simplistic or just completely like make them different. And which is crazy because I had a friend who was like super into Undertale. Like, she was like a super fan of Undertale, and she just never really called out. I don't know if maybe it was like so indistinct from the original, she just thought it was fan art. Because like, she also, liked, the art that I made of this quote unquote universe. but it was literally just Undertale with like a couple things switched around and changed. I found like an old comic that I made using this universe. I probably won't ever show it because it is like deeply embarrassing. I was like, my skin was crawling when I was like flipping through it because I didn't read any of the dialogue because I feel like I can take my old drawings, but like my old writing, I can't do it. Like I found, a couple fanfics that I wrote as a kid. I want to say I have never written like an actual fanfic. No, that's a lie. My old Wattpad dies? What? My old Wattpad days. I wrote a lot of fanfic. It was a lot of Eddsworld. I'm not gonna say the exact genre or like trope that I was using because it is like, I don't want to talk about it. It's very embarrassing. But I wrote so many like Eddsworld yaoi fics. I wrote so many on Wattpad. I had like a whole chapter book thing where it was like a collection of different stories. So that each chapter was it was its own short story. So it was something like that. Anyway, back on topic. What was the topic? Oh, my old writing and all that. Anyway, I say that to say this. Out of the 2 things that I found, actually it's like more like 3 things, I think. Maybe it's 2. I don't know. I have to look back through it. But I found some very interesting old stuff. It's like, I kind of want to make like a reboot, quote unquote, of this stuff. Because one of them, it's like there's an old Undertale AU called Quantum Tale. This universe is kind of like a ripoff also, but it's like very, I did put a lot of creative liberties in it compared to other stuff. Like it was practically indistinct, even though it was, I will admit it was very heavily, because I really liked the aesthetic of it. Like I don't know how to explain it, like kind of like dimension hopper kind of aesthetic, I guess you can call it. I don't know, but I really liked, especially Sans and Papyrus, their designs in that AU. It was like very cool to me. And also as a kid, I've always liked, with like superhero stuff, like these kids have to save the world, and like obviously because I was a kid, I really liked it. So I was very heavily inspired by it. I loved it. There were like, it was like a couple art pieces and like a comic that I don't think was ever finished. I don't remember. I honestly might go look at that artist DeviantArt now just to see if there are any updates or anything. I am very curious. But looking at that old art, I was thinking like I really want to redraw these characters, like redesign them in like my style now. They'll probably still be children, maybe a little older. And I like looking at, because I gave them like different like time related powers, and I never explained these powers on paper, so I have no idea what younger me was thinking. But I think they were like in their designs. One of them had like a play button, one of them had a pause, and one of them had a fast forward. So I'm assuming that one can pause time. I don't know what the play button means. I'm still thinking about it. I got plenty of time to think about it. But and obviously the fast forward, super speed, or like advancing time. So I'm not sure about the play button. I might change it to like a back button. What's it called? Rewind button. Maybe they can rewind time. Maybe something like that. Like now I'm thinking about it. If I do go that route, I kind of want it to work how Echo's power works in Arcane. Well, it's not really a power, it's like a device. But pretty much his like time traveling ability, it was very cool. The like 2 episodes where he had it. Well, no, I don't know. I haven't watched Arcane in a long time. I don't even want to get into that right now. But pretty much his power, I thought it was really cool. I really loved, seeing that in action. So like if I do go forward with this project, then it'll probably be inspired by that. But I was thinking, I think from the art I made of it, I think it's supposed to be like an anime-esque thing. But honestly, thinking about the powers and stuff, I think it would be a lot cooler in like a video game setting. So like maybe some type of video game where, you know, I don't want to, maybe a puzzle game, maybe a puzzle platformer game where you have to use these abilities, you know, fast forward, rewind, pause, all of that. I think, excuse me, I think that would be cool. It will kind of be like that Crash Bandicoot game. I can't remember what it's called, but it has to do with like time and stuff. So that would be cool. But yeah, there's another thing. It was like also another thing. And it's crazy that I was not into Avatar as a kid. I still haven't watched it. I do need to watch it. But I was like crazy obsessed with elementals and like that type of like elemental powers and all that. I loved that stuff. I still kind of do, which is crazy that I haven't, you know, watched Avatar. Avatar: The Last Airbender, not the blue people, but I was like heavily obsessed. There was a game, I think this is what inspired it actually. There was a game on Roblox, I think it's still up, and it was, I can't remember the name of it, but they had like all these elemental powers. They had like some off the wall ones like shadows and lava, which I never understood the difference between lava and fire, but that's besides the point. But I think that's what inspired it, because I had maybe 5-6 characters and they all had different elements, and they got these elements from these gems. And there was like, I wrote like maybe a prologue comic, I want to call it, where like this old man with a beard, I don't know if he's supposed to be God or just a random old man with a beard. It wasn't in color. None of my stuff was in color as a kid, but I really don't know. But he like bestowed these jewels upon them, and they, you know, now they use their powers for good or whatever. Honestly, none of these comics ever like got into fruition because of the, you know, aforementioned ADHD. I would have ideas and then I would just drop them just as fast. I think the project I'm working on now is like my longest survived project, just because it's changed so many times. I think that's kind of what kept it alive. Like I would, you know, see these characters and be like, I want this in a different context and all of that, which I will talk about. I don't really want to talk about it in this video because it's already like 28 minutes long, and you know, I don't want to bore anybody, so that'll probably be the next video, or I'll save it because I do want to make like a very big, like very long video about my project, because I want to explain the plot, explain the characters. But it like started off as like kind of like, it was heavily inspired by what is it called, My Hero Academia. It actually wasn't that inspired. Honestly, the only inspiration was like everyone has powers kind of thing. And the main character, who's named Naomi, she used to have like these fire abilities, and she like burned her mom's face, and so she was like I think she was put in the adoption system, maybe it's not a universe where everyone has powers. I'm pretty sure she was like taken to some facility so they could like study her powers or some shit. I don't remember, honestly. It was a long time ago, but that story has like evolved a lot. I think her and Sophia are like the only like surviving characters of that. The rest of them abandoned, I'm not gonna lie. Naomi used to have like an adoptive dad, but I can't remember his name right now. He is long gone. And now she went from like a fire elemental, and now she's a werewolf. So, you know, actually I do kind of want to give a little rundown since we're here. Lyco is gonna be kind of like it's gonna be like more teen rated that might change because I do want there to be a lot of gore and like horror elements in it. So maybe not teen, maybe like young adult type stuff, which would make sense because I'm a young adult. And it's like, it's not really werewolves, it's more of like a sci-fi horror thriller kind of take. I I'm I'm gonna give like a little peek into my creative process for this. I have been trying my best to like desensitize myself to the smile dog image, which sounds so stupid to say out loud. I know it's an edited image, but I think, honestly, I'm gonna say this. I think Smile Dog wouldn't scare me as much if I were to see it for the first time now than when I was like a little itty bitty kid. Cause it like really terrified me as a kid, and I like carry that now. So every time I see it, I like, and it's the story attached to it too of like you see this image and it haunts your days. It like haunts you. And I think what made it more real is like the first time I saw it and like read the story, I literally had like nightmares about it. And like I was so terrified. It was like, this thing is gonna follow me for the rest of my life. And then I forgot it like 2 days later. And so every time I look at it, I get scared, like, oh my god, am I gonna see it again? But I'm kind of like trying to think of it as like someone sat down and edited this image thinking, ooh, it's so spooky. Like if I think about it like that, then it's a little less serious. Like some kid was sitting in their room, was like, ooh, this is gonna be so spooky. Ooh, you know, I think if I think about it like that, it's a little easier to deal with. But pretty much I want them to have the werewolves to have like more of like a human, like I want it to be like if a human's body was like reshaped and morphed into kind of like this more like beastly shape. It's not even really a werewolf, it's like just a beast, a big hairy beast, but it looks kind of like a werewolf, I guess you can say. Because within the story's universe there is like an urban legend of like a wolf man, which is just another one of these mutants that just lives in the woods. I'm not gonna give too much away because we're at 32 minutes. I don't know how much I'm going to cut from this because a lot of like the pauses and the I'm gonna, you know, cut that out. So hopefully this won't be too long. Uh if it is, sorry. I don't really care that much about watch time now I think about it, because it's obviously I'm not making any money off of this. I was like looking at the watch time of the old one. I think the average watch time was like 6 minutes of a 25-minute video, and I was like, ooh, that's not good. But I mean, it is what it is. When a video bores me, I click off of it, so I'm not even gonna take it personally. Honestly, I listening back to it, I was bored, which is why I think I want to do this format more, where I can like talk, you know, more freely and more openly, because I think that's kind of what hurt me in the last one, because I was like so like conscious of like the time restraints. So I would like, you know, I try not to go into too many tangents. I try to like keep it, you know, keep everything short. And looking at the video, you know, I was supposed to be like sharing lore about Max, and I don't even think I really went too into detail. Like I think I said maybe one or two. I was talking about her origins, but I never talked about her actual, like her current state now, which I might as well talk about it. You know, I'm just yapping here, drawing yap, everybody. But she doesn't really have that much of a role. She's like a big sister type with Naomi, because in Naomi's like backstory, um her mom, I don't want to say left. I'm not gonna go too into detail, but her mom wasn't there. Her dad raised her, and then her dad got taken by the people that made him a mutant. So she started living with her godparents and her god brother, I guess, adoptive brother. They just call each other brother and sister, so like all the labels don't matter. But her brother, pretty much, her brother Noam, was like maybe 10 years older than her, and so he went to this like prestigious artsy high school, and that's where he met Max. And Max they like dated until Noam found out, realized he was gay. But Max was kind of like a big sister role to Naomi, because Noam had to pretty much take her everywhere, because like, you know, their parents were too busy, you know, working and all of that, so he pretty much had to take her wherever he went so she wouldn't be alone. And so her and Max really bonded. And Max has more of a role in the second beat of the story. um I I don't know if this is gonna have too much of an impact, you know, in the future, because like, I don't know. I think my biggest fear, not really a fear, but like, I don't want people to like be able to guess the plot. You know, they can just go back to my old videos and be like, oh, he said this is gonna happen and this is gonna happen. I can't wait till this happens. Cause I don't know. I just feel like that's not fun. I don't know. So I don't want to say too much, but pretty much like the second beat, maybe the second arc, I guess, of the story, Naomi pretty much runs away from home, and she's a rapper. She used to be a singer, and then she realized rap is more her niche. So I think for her like music, her sound, I'm like taking big inspiration from Doechii and Rico Nasty. It took me a minute. Doechii and Rico Nasty, maybe a little bit of Doja Cat, kind of like in the like singing area, maybe a bit of Doja Cat. But I mean, I'm saying this as if I'm gonna be making real music for her. Probably not. Most likely not. Maybe if I have the budget for it, I don't know. But honestly, I wanted to be a comic first, and then maybe an animated adaptation. This could change, obviously. If I could get like an indie studio or something, then maybe you know, a animated production. But anyway, going off topic. Max is like a rapper. Her main niche is kind of like man killer type vibes, like my man cheated on me so I killed him type stuff. That's like kind of her niche. It kind of like taking from the old persona she used to have, which is she was like a murderer pretty much. That was like her aesthetic. I still don't know where I was going with that. No, I know where I was going with that, because she was inspired by a GTA character. Well, not a GTA character, a GTA roleplay character. So like, that's most likely where I got it from, the whole murder stuff, because they were murdering people in that roleplay. But yeah, that's a little bit about Max. And now that I'm thinking about it, there really wasn't that much lore to begin with, honestly. Yeah. But we're approaching 37 minutes. I really, I don't think I was that bad this video, like with like stuttering and stuff. So I don't know how much stuff I'm gonna be able to cut out. Um, but yeah, 38 minutes now. It's getting dire. I need to stop. But if you got this far, thanks for watching. I appreciate you, even though I'm not getting any ad revenue. I still appreciate you for like being uh enraptured, captured in my voice to listen to it for 38 minutes straight, or however long this video is. I commend you. I'm so sorry for your ears. But thanks for watching. Um wish me luck, please, in this situation we're going through. Anything helps, even shares, you know, that especially helps. But yeah. Thank you so much, and goodbye. Have a good day. Hey, thank you so much for watching. Since I can't put my socials in the description yet, it's on my, you know, on my YouTube channel. You know where to find it. So if you want to follow me, you know, check out my Ko-fi, you know, if you're interested in commission and stuff like that, that's where you can find all of that. Thank you so much for watching. I already said that, but yeah, see you later. Bye bye.